Thanks. Hello, lacrosse friends. Welcome to Children's Arena in Oshawa. We are ready for Arena Lacrosse League action between the hometown Oshawa Outlaws and the visiting Toronto Monarchs. I'm Stephen Stamp beside JVI Productions. Thanks for being with us. Starting goalies today, Scotty Comer between the pipes for the Outlaws, and at the other end, Ryan Masters tending the twine for the Toronto Monarchs. Tyler Halls comes away with the first possession. Tanner Buck gets the ball. Toronto pretty short-handed today, just 14 runners. They're only running about 4 or 5 regular forwards. There's Todd Kozak. He's one of them. Over to Graham Bergsma, who's going to play some defense, as he has done for quite a bit over the years. Anyway, turnover there is Josh Taguri. Knocks the ball loose. That's a little Dutch-on-Dutch action as Taguri and Bergsma, both key members of Team Netherlands at the recent World Championships. Here's St. John with the shot, a little low skipper, but Masters stops that one. St. John leading the Outlaws with 37 points, 10 goals, and 27 assists. Luke Laskowitz is their top goal scorer with 18. He's added 11 assists for 29 points. Here's Cam Mancini, third on the team with 6 goals and 8 assists for 14 points, which shows you the drop-off for Toronto's scoring. They've had a little issue putting the ball in the net, and he is their third leading scorer. The top guys, Patrick Corbett, 13 goals, 18 assists. Then Tanner Buck with the ball right now has 14 and 16 for 30 points. He's the top guy today because Corbett's not here. But 31, then 30, and then Mancini with 14. Toronto, 2-5 record. They've scored 62 times, allowed 73 goals. That's not too bad. They're pretty good defensively. Here's Oshawa setting up. They've scored 77 goals, but they've given up 94 en route to a 2-4 record. That is the most goals in the league by a fair bit, even though they've played 6 games, and 4 of the 7 teams, 4 of the other 6 teams in the league have played 7 games, and still the Outlaws have given up more goals. So obviously stopping the ball is going to be key for them. Halls runs it up. He'll stay for the offensive set as he gives it off to Mason Wright. It's Mancini cutting through the middle. Wright's going to go across the top to John Vezina. Toe drag, tucks it down, throws it to Comer with the stop. He's looking up the floor, gets to Rob Klopfer. He's got Tompkinson, the captain, ahead. Nice pass, nice catch. The save by Masters denies the goal, though. Klopfer will get that loose ball, and Oshawa will set up. Jeff McNulty, alternate captain, starting along the near boards. Over to St. John. Jordan Robertson, the third lefty, sets a pick, and Miko Okeme just kind of seemed to lose track and let St. John go right down to the net. Thinking about a dunk from behind, but they pick him up, and the pass is picked off by Bergsma. Tries the swim move. Pretty good check by McNulty to slow him down. He does get the pass ahead, though. Oh, what a shot to start the scoring. That's Lucas Ferreira. Today's officials are Matt Chamois right there putting down the ball for the faceoff. Davey Hallett is to our left, and Brad Giroux is to our right as this faceoff begins. Halls was clamping down the ball. Stick was really bananaing up a storm. Oshawa comes away with it, though. Patrick McCrory couldn't take the pass from Gage Board, but he's going to try and track it along the boards on the far side. Oshawa wants a call for that check they thought was kind of on the back. It was pretty much on the nameplate, but Taguri was bent over a fair bit. Stephen Portelli will take possession for Toronto. Move the ball ahead. He'll stay for the. There's Kozak. Buck. Oh, what a rip, Tanner Buck. He is a sniper. Loads it up, the Orangeville product, with a dead overhand. 2-0 Toronto with the early start. We're 3:10 in, and the Monarchs, who have had issues with slow starts, certainly not a problem so far today. We'll see how they hang on as the game goes on with 14 runners. Sometimes it just gets everyone really engaged. Stopped by Comer. And he's going to come up with his own loose ball on the rebound. And the one thing with the league, I mean, you can dress 18 runners, as Oshawa has today, and a couple of goalies. Actually, I think you can dress 20 runners. And sometimes the long benches can make it a little tricky to get into a rhythm, which isn't a problem when you're short runners. Of course, then you got to worry about who's fresh and who isn't. That shot off a Monarchs defender. So it goes back to Oshawa. Jeremy McWaters will start with it. To St. John, there are 3 righties out there. Laskowitz on the crease. Robertson gets a shot. That's blocked by Okeme. Over Over the head wrap check attempt doesn't work by Robertson, so Halls will run it into the offensive zone. Gives his face mask a little adjustment. He's going to head to the bench. No, he's staying. I thought he was peeling off to the bench. He's going to stay. There'll be a lot of that for Toronto today. There's Bergsma. Far side pass to Buck, and the leg save by Comer, who then steps out ready to set a pick. Connor Laird with the pass ahead to McWaters. Laird's running in transition trail. Snagged there by young Ferreira. He's got to watch out for the crease he's in. Nice four-check pressure. They go back door, and Jeff McNulty was ready to bury that in the empty side of the net, but play had not been blown in. Now we're underway. Laird to St. John. Picked up to Josh Gilray, who's down to McWaters. Sorry, that's Laskowitz with that patented underhand shot. There's Josh Gilray grabbing the loose ball. Brings himself out front, scores. Gilray picks up the rebound. Finds himself a tiny bit of space. Scooped up by Walker. He's going to the net. Shoots. Comer with the save right in the chest pad, that one was. McNulty. Backdoor cut to Laskowitz. He can't believe he didn't bury that with that glorious chance. But Masters with the save. We are 2-2 with approaching 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter. I'm Steven Stamp. This is Arena League action at Children's Arena. Mancini. Watched by Niall Sear. Swims underneath. Sear just gets the stick on him. And that was testing the strength of that stick as Mancini was running towards the net and Sear was beaten except for the stick. He had the head on. Mancini was able to hold him up a bit. Now Sear has the ball. Passes it across to Robertson. Scored the last goal. He wants another one, but Masters denies it with his arm. St. John gets the loose ball rebound. Fresh 30. St. John cuts to the net. Bergsma picks him up. Here's Robertson. Graham Bergsma really getting fit. He's been working hard, and you can see the difference as he is a rejuvenated player. Here's Laskowitz, the spinning shot that's off a Toronto player. It'll be a fresh 30 for the Monarchs. Laskowitz over to Robertson. Okay, May on him. St. John trying to pick, but it wasn't really working out, so he just steps back and gets the pass. Now Laskowitz goes in, slips through the check of Andrew Da Silva, and bounces one far side. And Oshawa, after giving up the first 2 goals, has 3 in a row with 8:13 to play. Morgan tried to pull it out. McCrory's still at the lock, and here comes Mark DeBrone. Hands it off to Laskowitz, and that is just way too dangerous to leave Luke Laskowitz alone. What a sharp shooter he is. And it's 4-2 Oshawa, 8:05 to go now. Extended face-off battle between McCrory and Morgan. Morgan pulls it out, but DeBrone that gets in there to it and then taps over to Tompkinson. Here's Borg, the 2-on-2. Shot stopped by Masters. He's in his gear. He's looking up the floor. Short outlet to right, who's got a couple of men with him. Oshawa, pretty good job getting back in reverse transition. A little sidearm by Buck, but Comer drops the leg onto that one. Wright was going to pick that pass off. Cage Board did knock it down, but Wright still tracked the ball down. He's 1-on-4, looking for some help. Nobody really there for him. There's Buck available, but he just rolls it a little too slowly. Here's a chance running ahead. Ryan Nolan is stopped by Masters. Nolan's going to hustle out. Oh! Nolan's rammed into the boards. Shoulder first. His head may have banged in as well. That's going to be a penalty. 7:15 to play in the first quarter. 4-2, Oshawa has pulled ahead with the last 4 goals, and now they have a 5-minute man advantage to try and add a couple more. Laskowitz backpedaling. Going to go to Robertson on the back door. He's stopped, and there's a check from behind. They're going to call it a loose ball foul as Robertson didn't have the ball in his stick. Oshawa gets a fresh 30. St. John at the top as they go strong left. Laskowitz down to Gilray. Robertson and McNulty are the other lefties. You hear the Toronto bench yelling, moving pick. Blaine McCauley is the head coach, but he is not here today, so Spencer James and Sean Gillies handling the coaching duties. Foot saved by Masters. Okeme tries to track down McNulty, but he wisely just taps it over to Robertson. So Okeme and Buck at the top of the penalty kill. The low men are Halls and Morgan. We'll see Tanner Buck if he can carry on the Orangeville legacy of the Jordan Critch, Dustin Caravello duo who played for this Monarchs team for so long and were deadly in transition on the penalty kill. Now Okeme and Buck trying to do the same. Okeme goes underneath Laskowitz and scores. Beautiful finish by Amika Okeme. A little hesitation. That's Laskowitz to slow down just a bit and then accelerates underneath, jumps in and tucks it home. Halls comes up with the ball. Taguri and Kloepfer right on him, but Halls runs through it. It does pop loose, and Comer will swoop out and grab it. 5.5 to go. It's still 4-3 Oshawa. They can still score 2 on this major, but right now they are a -1 on the power play. St. John backpedals, takes a peek at the time. Laskowitz at the top as they go strong right this time. Laskowitz on his offside, dropped the ball before you get a shot off. Heads back, there's Gilray to St. John. He's denied by Masters. Laskowitz will pick it up, fresh 30 for the Outlaws. They'll switch spots. Gilray goes behind the net to McNulty. St. John cuts in the middle. Laskowitz, hard shot from the outside. It's a little high, McNulty. 15 on the shot clock. St. John with the fake, then over to Laskowitz. Underhand pass. Behind the back, doesn't connect with McNulty. It's tapped away by Riley Morgan. He gets the ball and gets it out to Okeme. Nice play by Morgan. That pass behind Buck. Bounces off the far boards. There's a long pass to St. John. And that is partly a product, that turnover, of the low ceiling. Players have to adjust. I think it was DeBrone throwing that. Knew he couldn't throw it too high, so tried to throw a one hopper on a bit of a rope. And it really short hop. St. John skipped by him. Here's Mancini, watched by Carter Stevenson. There's Carson Stevenson. I was right the whole time. Trust my instincts. I've been calling him for a while. Diving attempt by Mancini after a really nice job of running around, killing the full 30. Comes Jake Strocher. Gets it ahead to Robertson. Still a minute and a half left on the power play, just over 3.5 in the first quarter. It's 4-3 Oshawa. Laskowitz backpedaling as Gilray clears out. Oh, there's another penalty coming. This one's going to be to Riley Morgan as his stick got up into the face of Robertson. That might be a goal. No, they're going to say it was batted in. And McNulty's arguing because that was in the mesh of his stick. You can't just bat a ball into the net if it's in the crease. You can go and get it. You have to possess it in the mesh of your stick. And McNulty, I thought, really made an effort to get it in the basket of the stick and not hitting it with the side. And again, Oshawa can score 2 goals on that major still, and then they can get one on the minor. It's an illegal cross-check to Morgan. Lob pass by Masters. Okeme has the short-handed goal that made it 4-3, bringing Toronto back within 1 where we stand now. Laskowitz tries a rusty gate, got a pretty good swat, but couldn't get the ball out. McNulty's heading to the bench now. He'd stayed up the floor. Laird will come out to the defensive end. Halls rolls it in the corner with 5 seconds on the shot clock. The 30 will expire. Actually, it's reset just as we're about to expire. Laird ahead to St. John. 28 left on the 5-on-3. Oh, and Laskowitz slow plays the attack. And then when he likes his spot, he just bounces one far side. So they've actually removed Morgan from the penalty box, putting that goal on the minor instead of making it the first against the major. I thought it went against the major because it was the earlier penalty, but a bit of a break for Toronto because now they get back to even strength right now, whereas they would have had another 40 seconds for the Oshawa power play. St. John puts his shoulder down. Bergsman repels him. Gilray over to McWaters. Sorry, that's Laskowitz. Hard shot, but oh, Masters had it, but Bergsman had to pop in behind him and pick up that loose ball rolling in the crease. It's Aaron Walker. Mancini to the far side. Oh. I think Kozak wanted that one back as it was leaving his stick, as it was a little off target. Connor Laird rumbling down to Robertson. He's flattened just after he takes the shot, and Masters clamps down on that ball. Gets it ahead to Andrew De Silva. Finds Vezina. Vezina, big fella up against the decidedly smaller but game Ryan Nolan. There's a shot by De Silva. That one's wide and gets up out of play. That'll be Oshawa ball. And it gets into the mesh and right out into the crowd. Tompkinson finds Laskowitz off the bench. We're approaching the final minute of the first quarter. And we're into it. 5-3. Oshawa still up. St. John sidesteps and goes to McNulty. Oh, the rebound comes out to Robertson, hot off the boards, but he misses. Portelli has Wright with him. Shoots pretty early. I think Wright was hoping to get in and set a bit of a pick. Portelli wanted to get a shot off. Gilray into the offensive zone. 12-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Robertson to Laskowitz. Underhand pass to Gilray. And going to try and open some space. Just 3 on the shot clock, so Gilray tries to get one off. It's blocked by a Toronto player. And the Monarchs will have 11 seconds to work with. Masters going to the bench to get 6 attackers out. They're not going to have a lot of time to use them. Oh, my goodness. What a shot by Cam Mancini. Scotty Comer had no idea. He's still trying to figure out where that ball came from. Mancini just kind of flicked it around the defender with a few seconds left, and it goes in. And Morgan and McCrory are quite happy to let the final 2.1 seconds of the first quarter tick off. It's 5-4 Oshawa, and given the penalty issues, and Toronto's not in bad shape here. After the first quarter, I'm Steven Stamp at Children's Arena Lacrosse League action. We'll take a break and be right back. Hall's out to face McCrory. McCrory pulls it out, and Laird comes away with the ball. Okeme on him, and Laird just rolls it back over center. Buck. Okeme was cutting back door, but picked up by Zach Tompkinson. So Buck will slow it down. Gets it back from Mancini. A little bouncer. Comer had to be alert. Short outlet pass. I thought he was going deep to Laird, but it was not there. Wise decision to go to Nolan. Here's Gage Board. Board coming around a little pick. Now he's just going to trot out over the restraining line as Oshawa still getting their 5th attacker out. St. John loads up and fakes the shot. Morgan on him. McWaters one-hand push pass to St. John. Runs through the pick, around the pick from Robertson, and gets the shot off, but stopped by Masters. Oshawa had a roaring start last week, got well ahead of Whitby, and then the Steelhawks climbed back into it and kind of ran away with that game. We'll see how Oshawa does as this one progresses, if they can get better. Cam Mancini with some moves, a little push off to step back. Strocher getting after Mancini, and he's going to take a penalty, and that's just undisciplined and kind of selfish, to be honest. Mancini's at the top. He's got Bergsma, and that is. Is that down low? We'll check. There's Kozak with the shot. It's Mason Wright was the other righty. Yeah, Comer trying to go high with that one, trying to get just under the rafters. Didn't make it. He bangs into the rafters, and the ball goes back to the Monarchs. Here's Buck as the Monarchs stay strong right. Bergsma to Mancini. Back to Bergsma. Monarchs just stand on the outside for now. Right set to pick. Then they go back door. What a bang home. Todd Kozak takes the nice pass from Bergsma and sweeps it in off of Comer. Nobody's still able to come up with this ball. It's just being tipped around and run over, and guys banging into each other. Then Tanner Buck gets it, and 3 Outlaws converge on him. They come away with it. Taguri actually dropped that ball behind him, but McCrory was sitting there waiting, available. And they get it into the front court to Clofer. He was going to go to McCrory. He'll just say, no, go ahead and change, and we'll make the pass to Josh Gilray coming off the bench. Laskowitz wants the ball. He gets it. He's going to rip it. I'm not sure what he saw, but there was something he liked where he was because he wanted to get that shot off. Turns the ball over to the Monarchs when it didn't go in. It's a great job fighting through traffic there by Mitch Zulian. He gets the shot off, but Comer makes the save. Mark DeBrone got a push in the back. It actually propelled him towards the loose ball. Kind of helped out a little bit. Must be living right. John St. John washed by Walker. Spins underneath. De Silva comes on the slide help. The pass doesn't quite connect with Robertson. The outside shot from Gilray late in the 30 on target, but the rebound picked up by Bergsma. Mancini. Vezina spins. There's De Silva in the offensive zone trying to work his way through. Pass back to Bergsma, gets loose. It's going to be an over and back. Gage Board will pick up the ball and start possession. Goes to Laskowitz. Nice save by Masters. Had to be alert because Laskowitz so deadly with that underhand. It's getting feisty, increasingly feisty out there. That ball's turned over, and Comer will give it to McWaters to start the transition back in Oshawa's favor. Robertson to McNulty. Okeme on him. Back to Robertson. Great control to keep his feet just outside the crease and tap that one home, or tuck it home as he's tilting forward. Oh, nice play. Buck all alone. Scores! What a beauty by Tanner Buck. But tons of credit to Tyler Halls. Taking the face-off, saw that he couldn't pick it up, and the Buck was ahead and just tapped it to him hockey style. And away goes Buck to tie it back up 6-6. Okeme, the first man to the loose ball off the face-off. McCrory gets a check on him. Okeme, swim move. Throws on the brakes with Taguri all over him. Halls is down to Buck. Kozak pulls it down, flips it back deep to Bergsma. Kozak tries to swim down. There he goes to Bergsma. DeBrone on him behind the back pass. The shot, solid shot by Buck. He goes to get the loose ball. Can't quite come up with it. He almost did have it. Here comes Clofer on the run. Has St. John coming off the bench. The trailer's Laird, who finds St. John off the post and hard out the length of the floor. They will get it back because McCrory was the only guy back there. 5 minutes into the second. 6-6 the score. I'm Steven Stamp. This is Arena Lacrosse League action at Children's Arena. Laskowitz takes the bounce pass from Gilray, gets it over to Robertson. This is McNulty in the corner. Behind the back is kind of tipped away. Gilray gets it, 10 to shoot. Robertson gets it on net, but Masters makes the stop. Gilray. St. John comes across the pick, gets to the rolling McNulty. Gilray was behind the net, passes to St. John, crease call. Some nice movement by Oshawa, but just not quite able to finish. Ferreira tracks it down, but he's stripped by Laskowitz, who's off to the races. Oh, illegal body check coming. Strong right again for the Monarchs on this power play as Mancini's at the top. Hands off to Buck, cuts through the middle. There's Bergsma down to, Buck backdoor to Mancini. And rolling around to be grabbed by DeBrone. And that's called on Jordan Robertson, who ran through the crease and then was the next player to receive a pass. You can't do that. I think he probably just lost track of where he was and didn't realize he'd gone through the crease. But that will turn it over to Toronto and set them back up on the power play. Gage Board and Zach Tompkinson are at the top of the penalty kill. Ryan Nolan and Connor Laird down low. Tompkinson 2-on-1 with Board. Shoots, bouncer, save, Masters. And then the hard low to high rip that didn't get close to anybody. Mancini now is going to come out and play defense on Ryan Nolan. Nolan taking his time. Oshawa obviously happy to have the clock ticking. They've got 48 left in their penalty. Oh, St. John had Robertson lined right up with them. It could have gone to either of them. St. John caught the pass. He was the closest, got the shot off, stopped by Masters. Toronto 3-on-1 the other way. There's Mancini with it. Steps to his side. Nice play. Terrific finish, and Tyler Hall's having himself a game. Morgan and McCrory. Morgan pulls it out and kind of inadvertently runs over to Gurry. Absolutely flattens him. Morgan landed on the floor too. Kind of tripping over the man after he knocked him down. Mancini bounces it, takes a swat for his troubles. Here's Buck trying to find someone to feed to. Oh, there's a check to the face from Clofer. Now there's a penalty coming. I'm not sure if afterwards, maybe they call for hitting the man who was down. And Buck is looking around like, where was the first one? So we'll take a quick break. When we come back, the Monarchs will be back on the power play. They lead 7-6. Monarchs to the power play as we are back underway here. Second quarter action at Children's Arena between the Toronto Monarchs up 7-6 and the Oshawa Outlaws. Buck tracks it down off the boards. Goes to Wright, who one times it, but it was stopped by Comer. Oh, it didn't touch him, did it? I thought there was going to be a reset. There isn't. Toronto wants a fresh 30. That'll get them one. Mancini's shot from the top goes off Comer and right up into the top of the roof, top of the ceiling. Buck to Mancini over to Bergsma. Right down low. Still Kozak, the other lefty, down near side. Mancini shot off of Comer. That'll get up out of play. Fanner's going to try and quickly get that one out of the mesh and back into the rink, but the ref's had already thrown one in, so he's going to let a kid go and grab it. Nice souvenir for a young fan here in Oshawa. Still a minute on the power play. Shot by Mancini's turned aside, and that one's out of play too. Tompkinson and Nolan up top. Oh, that shot's wide on the penalty kill. Low man are Laird and McCrory. Tompkins is going to track that one down on the over and back and gets it to Nolan. They get a great scoring opportunity. Nolan just not able to bury. Ferreira to Bergsma. Bergsma sending a screen for Mancini. Rips a hard sidearm. That was a very good Cam Milligan impression with that sidearm shot. The chance to rip it cross grain to the far side. Backdoor attempt by Wright, stopped by Comer. Comer will swat down on the ball. And it's grabbed by McCrory. He's got Tompkinson running with him. Pretty good back check by Bergsma. Just in my head thinking, when does it change from a forward check to a back check? He was still in the offensive zone, but it was like pretty much straddling center line there. Gilray. Up to Laskowitz. We're back to even strength. We got 5 minutes to go in the half. 7-6 Toronto. Penalty coming to Toronto. It's going to be a holding the stick call. It's a little funny because you can hear the benches pretty well from here. And Tanner Buck going to the box. Oshawa trailing by 1 will have a chance here on the power play. St. John will start with it. Got Robertson and McNulty as the other lefties. Laskowitz shooter spot and Gilray down low on the crease are the righties. That's a tough one for Toronto because Buck's been killing penalties for them, and now he can't. Hard shot by St. John, turned aside by Masters. Okeme chasing after it. It's a 4-on-3. Gilray, hard rip, it's wide. St. John will just hop over center in time to keep it from being an over and back. Shot stopped by Masters. He spun to make sure it was out. It rolled to Laskowitz and it's possession of Oshawa, fresh 30. Laskowitz to St. John. They got 15 to shoot. Laskowitz goes far low corner, but the save by the foot of Masters. McNulty. McNulty's low underhand. Stopped by Masters right in the stick, so he's ready to throw it, but nobody was really open. Still 48 on the penalty to Buck. Mancini, 14 on the shot clock. Nolan on him. Sorry, it's Taylor Murrah covering him. Buck's just going to leave the ball in the corner. Sorry, Mancini will just leave the ball in the corner. And Buck is getting himself ready to come out because they've got 17 seconds left on the penalty. But it will end right now as Laskowitz, again, very calmly, almost casually, tucks that one into a small opening. 4 goals for Laskowitz. It's 7-7. Oshawa and Toronto tied up. Chance off the face-off. Taguri running with it for Oshawa. On his offside, was looking for somebody to pass to. Now, big pressure from Okeme. Forces Taguri to hang on to it for about 15 seconds of the 30. Here's Gilray with 11 to shoot. McWater's sending a pick for him. Penalty coming to Toronto. Robertson is taken down. St. John will shoot, stopped by Masters. It's going to go back to to Gilray. And Comer's going to make the sprint to the Oshawa bench for an extra attacker. And the Outlaws will have tons of time to work with on this 6-on-5. Laskowitz on his offside, scores! Maybe that's what he was looking at the first time he shot from over there. This time it goes perfectly, and it's 8-7 Outlaws. Tyler Hall's Patrick McCrory. On the faceoff, it's pulled back towards the Oshawa net, and Comer will just shovel it out to Laird. Immediately across to Nolan. 2:12 to go. 8-7. Outlaws back on top after back-to-back goals.
Oshawa goal, stroke number 27, Luke Gasper. Assist by number 77.
Robertson goes low to high, but it was too high.
John penalty, number 8, and 19. 2 minutes for holding. That penalty is canceled by the goal. From the goal penalty, 12-37.
Kozak goes far side. Bergsma starts to go low, comes back up over the top, tries to hit Mancini, dodging down the alley, but couldn't quite connect. Kozak came away with it. He's trying a diving wrap shot, but never actually got the head of the stick out past the goal line. Wouldn't have counted even if it went in. DeBrone peels out, up to Gilray. Minute and a half to go. Outlaws still up 8-7. Lobs it far side to Laskowitz. He scored from there about a couple minutes ago. This time Masters makes the stop. It'll be a fresh 30 though as it comes out to Robertson. McWaters and Laskowitz both make their way across to the far side as they throw it in behind a Gage board, and he rams that one home. A series of goals for Oshawa. With 1:11 to play, they go up 9-7. Morgan pulls it out, but Robertson grabs the ball, and it's Oshawa possession. They're trying to hit St. John off the bench. He gets it and scores. Great pass by Robertson, a lovely finish by St. John, and boom, 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 just like that. It's Oshawa 10, Toronto 7. Just on the face-off. As long as you have them established direction the other way. Oh, it gets away from Buck. That's going to be an over and back unless Oshawa comes up with it. Oh, they might say actually it wasn't. Actually, it was touched by an Oshawa player, so yeah, that takes it off. So Toronto gets it, hauls over to Mancini. 45 to go. It's 10-7 Oshawa. Here's Mancini driving, diving. Oshawa wants a call. Scotty Comer will not be happy. Mancini's making sure he's okay. Mancini took a little bit of a push. Maybe a slightly reckless angle heading in, but Comer looks a little shaken up. Laird lobs it to Tompkinson. Drops it. They step across. 10-second difference between shot and game clock. 16 to shoot. St. John running through a Kame. Cycles around. Ducks underneath. Dives. Shoots far side. Wound up in the legs of Ryan Masters. 15 on the game clock. 4 now on the shot clock. Laskowitz will just flog one from outside. Hoping to get a reset. Toronto will take a timeout with 10.7 to go. You get one per half. Might as well take it. 10.7 seconds to play. 10-7 the score in favor of the Oshawa Outlaws. The Merchants have 10.7 seconds and the ball. Buck changes direction a few times, trying to get by Taguri, who that takes a penalty. It's up into his face. Mancini ducks under, shoots, save Comer. The half will end, and that's going to be a call against Taguri as we go to the third quarter. He's saying that Buck threw his head back, as is Tompkinson. I thought there was a tap on the face mask. Anyways, 10-7 Oshawa over Toronto through half a game. I'm Steven Stamp. This is Arena Lacrosse League. We'll be back with the third quarter. Tyler Halls will try and get the ball back for the Monarchs, or get the ball for the Monarchs as they start this third quarter on the power play, down 10-7. But Oshawa's McCrory fighting for it. Now McCrory's going to zip in, and they'll have a loose ball push. So Toronto will get possession. Little pick from Mason Wright. Halls bounces it through the legs over to Buck, and here's Wright on the power play. Toronto with the ball. Mancini coming out of the corner. Down low to Kozak, who flung one a little oddly up onto the boards. Still loose, and Gage board going after it. It's over and back, but he's got it. He's got the trailing Tompkinson. There's the pass. Oh, Tompkinson has it. Bobble. Gets back and does get a shot off. A little stick-on-stick check. Now Bergsma has it. He's 1-on-3. He's going to slow things down to Silver trailing. Goes to Mancini. Cam Mancini says, go ahead, Andrew. We'll get another forward out here. It's Kozak who's now running down to the crease. Buck, toe drag, shoots, scores. What a shot by Tanner Buck. The toe drag and the drift to the far side, very graceful, and it's 10-8 with the power play goal. Toronto back within 2 of Oshawa. Halls and Stevenson. Halls pulls it out. Heading to the net. One hand ripping that shot. Got a lot on it. But Comer makes the stop. Here's St. John going to the net. Bergsma repels him. St. John stepped in the crease. Ball's turned over. Bergsma behind the back. And to Ferreira. Scored the first goal of the game. Lucas Ferreira. And Mancini and stays in the play. Buck to Mancini. Kind of isolate him. Then Kozak drifts through. That shot stopped by Comer. Outlet to Tompkinson on the run. Man off the benches of Okeme. Tompkins with a hard low rip, but Masters had it swallowed up in the stick. Short outlet. Walker makes sure he's across the timeline in 8 seconds. Hands it off to Mancini. Okeme sets a pick, sets another pick, and the shot by Mancini just a little wide. That'll be over and back. Niall Sear tracks down to get the ball. Seeing if there's somebody to go to quickly. St. John is there. Pretty good job to take away his opportunity by Portelli. Now Portelli checking Board. Board gets the shot off. Portelli loses his stick. Board gets the ball back. Up to McNulty. Penalty coming to Toronto. Board trying to fight through traffic. Portelli all over him. St. John behind the back trying to hit Gilray coming off the bench as the extra attacker, but it was too high. Now Laskowitz has it. 15 on the shot clock. He rips one. So man advantage for Oshawa as Portelli takes the slashing call. It's Gilray to McWaters as Laskowitz is at the top. St. John and McNulty, the lefties. Okeme and Buck at the top of the penalty kill. Morgan double checking who the other defender is. That's Halls, I think. It is Tyler Halls. That shot stopped, trickles by. McNulty zips in and grabs that loose ball. Laskowitz to McWaters. McWaters will go backdoor. McNulty feeds it back to him. Nice give and go for the goal. Jeremy McWaters, right on top of the crease, rams that one home. Little false start by Bergsma on the faceoff. We'll give the ball to Oshawa, who leads 11-8 with 11:30 to go here in the third quarter. Gilray taking his time for the offense to get set up. Skips past Board to St. John. Board setting the pick, the roll inside. Nice two-man defense. Okeme and Ferreira working that. Here's Laskowitz trying to get underneath. Goes to the net. Hard shot by Board. Straight out to Gilray. Tries to go back to him. It was tipped on the way. Board did track it down. Okeme throws him into the boards. Here's McNulty up to St. John. McNulty grabs a skip pass. Okeme with 2 men around him tried to rake the ball back to himself, but St. John wound up with it. Oh, tried to fling it over, but it got away from McNulty as Masters was well out of the net. Gilray behind the back to St. John. A bunch of Outlaws in tight space. St. John with one hand on the stick fighting through, loses control, and Halls has it. That's Ferreira trying to feed it back to Kozak. He does. Big hit. Carson Stevenson flattening Ferreira as he took that shot. Kozak getting the ball back from Ferreira. Here's Board. Bouncer just past the foot of Masters. That'll make it 12-8 with 10:01 to play. Morgan pulls it up behind him, right getting after it, but a pair of Oshawa players go chasing the ball. DeBrone gets it, runs away from traffic, tosses it over to Josh Taguri. And Riley Morgan wants to go. He's trying to pull the helmet off of DeBrone, who is not interested in being part of that. Actually did score a goal on the major earlier as they were shorthanded, but not something you want to count on a lot. Buck and Okeme again at the top, falls, and I think that's Aaron Walker are low on the penalty kill. Changing it up a little bit. Oshawa with the same power play unit. Strong right as they generally have been going. Laskowitz at the top. St. John goes down to McNulty. Skip pass. Laskowitz is going to rip it and scores. The laser from Laskowitz. (13-8) with the power play goal. Still 4.5 minutes left on the major to Morgan. Halls gets the ball. Tried to make a pass. It was actually knocked down by Niall Sear, or did he just keep it in his stick? Another hard fake. Boy, Halls is absolutely fooling me. Mark DeBrone back on the Oshawa bench. By the way, he's standing, leaning against the wall. So he's ready to go in. Halls has drawn a penalty and a goal. What an effort by Tyler Halls. Holding the ball for a good 25 seconds, killing penalty time, fighting out of traffic, fighting to the top of the net, and bouncing one home after drawing the penalty. Graham Bergsma revisiting his face-off past with Morgan in the penalty box. Bergsma goes out, but he loses the draw, and it will be Gage Board moving into the offensive zone. Bergsma up to check him. So Bergsma is low with Walker on the penalty kill. Buck and Okeme at the top, but they've switched sides. We'll see if they try and get back to the sticks to the middle. Or maybe they just want this look for now. Laskowitz to Gilray. Gilray rips one, saved by Masters. St. John gets the loose ball. Fresh 30 for Oshawa. 3.5 to go on the power play. The major to Morgan. Laskowitz gets a pick from Gilray. Goes to McWaters. McNulty gives it back to him. We're going to have an illegal pick called on Oshawa. It's a chance for Okeme to go, but nice job by Laskowitz to just sprint back. Take away what would have been a wide open breakaway for Okeme if Laskowitz hadn't been alert. Bergsma watched by Marat and throws to the far side to Kozak. Oh, and a big hit. Niall Sear running over Kozak. He's going to grab him. Gives him a little shove to the face. Sear came in, laid the big hit, and then was looking to chop down on Kozak. She thought the ball was still there. It was long gone by then. Kozak didn't much care for it. 2.5 on the major. 14 on the shot clock for Oshawa. Nobody checks St. John, so he just steps in and rips it, but Masters beats him mano a mano. Here's Okeme. Got Buck with him. Toronto wants an illegal substitution call on Oshawa. Instead, we're going to get a crease violation on Okeme with exactly 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's 13-9 Oshawa. We'll be back after the media break. Laskowitz starts with possession and 2:14 left on the 5-minute major. One goal is off it, or on it. Which way would it be? One goal is on the major. Another one, and the penalty will end. Morgan still has to spend that 5 minutes in the box, of course. McWaters, another goal. Jeremy McWaters, his second of the game. They've come from a total of about 4 feet outside the crease. Great job getting to the middle by McWaters. So the second power play goal on that major. Morgan, of course, has to spend the final minute 57 of his 5-minute penalty in the box. And then he's released on the first hard stop after that, after the 4:43 mark. They are back to full strength. You wonder at this point, is he going to do it again? He's still hanging on to that ball. Not killing a penalty now, though. Gets it across to Bergsman. Halls will go to the bench and get some fresh legs out. If Toronto has any fresh legs, again, with just 14 runners today, you wonder here in the third. This is the point where it's getting to maybe the fatigue is catching up to them. You've seen Oshawa pull ahead a little bit here, going up 14-9 now after what had been a very close game. Doesn't help to have, a couple players having majors, having to sit them out. St. John goes low to high, but didn't get it far enough to the far side. Masters stopped it. Zulian's pass is a bit high, and Laird is going to eventually grab it for Oshawa. 5:45 to go in the third. Gilray on the half boards, feeds it through to Laskowitz. De Silva turns him back. And De Silva knocks down the pass, grabs the ball, tries to run through a couple of forecheckers, but it drops out, but Zulian grabs it. Zulian with the shot on the run, saved by Scotty Comer, scoops off his own rebound. The ageless wonder, Scotty Comer, the power pop punk musician and 41-year-old goaltender. What a job he is doing. McWaters. This is Laskowitz to St. John. McNulty and Vezina jousting out front. The 77s battling. Board gets it all alone and naked on the crease. But Masters makes the stop. Board, he knows he can't play the ball. Wisely just stays over Halls, who picks it up and runs into the offensive zone. He's going to stay for the attack shift, and why not? There's Vezina with a shot, stopped by Comer. He looks behind him, it's already gone. Toronto, I think, wants a tripping penalty there as the feet. Oh, they're getting it too. Yeah, Buck's feet were taken out from under him. And that will send Taylor Marat to the penalty box. Toronto going strong right with Mancini at the top. That's Bergsman getting it back from right. Buck down to Kozak, and everyone's touched it. Mancini over the screen of Nolan was turned aside by Comer. Nolan's at the top of the PK with Tompkinson. The low men are Laird and McCrory. Some good veteran presence out there for Oshawa. Mancini's shot turned aside by the leg of Comer. Mancini to Bergsma, rips one far side. Had Comer dipping a bit, but it drifts over the crossbar. Mancini has it back. No reset, 15 to shoot for Toronto. Bergsma, that'll get a reset. And who's going to get the ball? It is McCrory, runs around his crease. Oh, and Laird has drawn a penalty. Is right, just a ill-advised shove to the chest or face area of Connor Laird. And again, nothing egregious, not like violent, but you can't just in front of the ref. You can't just shove a guy in the face like that. Away from the ball, here's Oshawa now with 5 runners to match Toronto's 5 as they've pulled the goalie. Oh, nice feed to McNulty. St. John floats one perfectly, and McNulty catches the ball and tucks it home to wipe out the late penalty. Halls and McCrory battling. It pulls out to DeBrone, who's sprinting towards the net. Shoots the save by Masters. Was under a little defensive duress from Okeme. Mancini will trot into the offensive zone. 34 left on the Oshawa penalty. We're under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bergsma gets it back from right. Buck back to Mancini. It skipped off his stick. Takes a couple of peeks. That's going to go over and back. Tompkinson couldn't quite pick it up. That's going to cost him a chance for a breakaway, but they'll be able to kill the final 10 seconds of the penalty as Board runs off a check and throws over to Tompkinson. The captain gives it to DeBrone, and Oshawa has successfully killed the penalty. It's picked off, though. Knocked down by Wright off the pass from DeBrone. He's running 1-on-4, so he's going to just slow it down and try and get some help. Gets to Mancini. Thought about going to Buck. Oh, Buck underneath. Nice slide by Sear to take away the chance of the net, but they go far side. Portelli almost tucked it home, but Comer got just enough. Board bounces ahead. Clover takes his time. He's going to give the ball to McWaters. Oh, Josh Gilray shoots around the screen. Perfectly placed, far side, just inside the post. 16-9, 1:39 to go in the third. Early jump by Stevenson, so Toronto's going to get the ball off the face-off violation. Ball stripped from Strocher. Eventually, it's Vezina coming up with it. Lobs it there for Bergsman to run onto. Sees open a little bit for him, and he cuts through. Passes to Mancini. Nice bouncer, but Comer equal to the task. Connor Laird was running the floor. It looked like Comer might have a go, but then Bergsman picked him up. Battling number 12s there, Laird and Bergsman. Now Laird into the boards to battle another Monarch. And Josh DeGurry is there like a scrum half to pick it up from coming between the legs of the player along the boards. Illegal substitution penalty coming. Monarchs down by 7, 50 seconds to go here in the third. They're going to try and get one back on the power play. Go behind the net, then back out to right. Bergsma up to Mancini. Buck's going to rip one over over Tompkinson. Nice save by Comer, and then big collision. And Board just runs through it, picks up pace, and it's 3-on-2 Outlaws. Hard shot by McCrory is stopped. He's trying to track down his rebound. It's grabbed by Riley Morgan. Outlet pass to right. 1-on-3, 1-on-4. You hear the coaching staff at Oshawa telling him, get some pressure on while he's isolated out there. Toronto gets their helpers out, and they're back to the power play. 10 seconds in the third quarter. Mancini to Bergsman. Right down low, right, tucks it far side. Nice touch on the pass, nice touch on the shot. Right, power play goal for the Monarchs. And Halser McCrory are just going to let the 3.6 tick off. And we will go to the final period with the score Oshawa 16, Toronto 10. I'm Steven Stamp. This is Arena Lacrosse League action in Oshawa. Loose ball push called after the faceoff, so Toronto gets it right, gives it to Mancini. He goes to the net, behind the back, saved by Comer. It's 16-10, Oshawa, and they have the ball. Clover on the run. Tompkinson says just slow it down a little. Let's wait for the guys to get out. Clover hits St. John coming off the bench. Gilray backpedaling, finds McNulty off the bench. He'll rip it. It's a little bit wide. Grabbed by Laskowitz. Goal, Laskowitz. How many is that? 6? 7? It's a lot of goals by Luke Laskowitz. Halls and Stevenson tying up. Halls pops it. That's too many steps. You can only take one step with the ball on the backside of your stick, and Halls took 2 or 3 right in the middle of traffic. It was hard for him to pop that one out, but still, you got to get the ball out. Oshawa will take possession. St. John gets a pick from McNulty. Fires one a little bit wide. Picked up by McNulty. Out to Laskowitz. Illegal pick called on Oshawa. Toronto will get the ball. The ball has rolled down to the far end, so they're going to start with it right in the offensive zone as Vezina will scoop it up en route to the near corner. To Kozak. Right, hits Mancini, spins, nice play to get the shot off, but Comer equal to the task, and Oshawa gets possession. Ryan Nolan. Is not the former Astros and Rangers legend. Here's De Silva on the run. Boy, he moves well for a big man, accelerating away from Klopfer. St. John picks him up. De Silva will reverse course, spin out, switches hands for some reason, and hands it off to Graham Bergsma. Here's Bergsma on the run. Off the post. Stevenson may have got just a touch of his stick, but that one came hot off the post. Straight to a Monarch, though, and they've got the ball back. Vezina, a nice catch to save again, though, by Comer. DeBrone trying to pick the ball up. They're going to say Vezina was the first guy through the crease. And now he's going to get a delay game penalty because he didn't put the ball down right away. Morgan and Halls with the low men on the penalty kill. Okeme and Buck up at the top. But Oshawa goes strong right with Laskowitz at the top. There's McNulty, St. John, the other lefty cutting through the middle. This is Gilray with the shot around Buck, but it's stopped by Masters. Halls with his nameplate flapping in the wind as he sprints into the offensive zone. Bergsma. Oh, nice snipe. Graham Bergsma rips it high to high, gives his chin of his mask a little tap in self-celebration, and away we go. McCrory and Morgan. Morgan rips it out with a little help from McCrory, goes straight to Tompkinson. Very efficiently and wisely rolls it to Laird. He'll run into the offensive zone. St. John to McNulty. Halls has come up high. Is it about Bergsma down low in the PK? Only change. Gilray to McNulty behind the net. They hit it. Cutting McWaters going for his hat trick. He's turned aside by Masters, and Toronto's got possession. Okeme going towards the net. Here comes DeBrone on him. Swim move, spins back. Holding call coming on DeBrone. And Strocher de-sticks Amiko Okeme. That will eliminate the power play. We'll go to 4-on-4 for 51 seconds. Buck, oh, what a rip. Reaches around the defender coming at him. Stings it off the inside of the pipe. We stay 4-on-4, just 12 seconds elapsing from the faceoff till Buck put that one in. Mancini zips in and grabs the ball. Okay, may stand with him. No, he's going to the bench. Buck, he's going to rip one again. This one's stopped by Comer. Tompkinson on the sprint to St. John. Thought about the give and go. Gets the give and go. Not sure if that was intended for Tompkinson or if it was meant for Gage Board, who was sitting out front. Either way, ball doesn't get in, and Toronto comes back over center. Mancini. Cross-hander, bounce pass over to Bergsma. And Oshawa is now shorthanded. Toronto going to the power play. And Buck tries a low one, but Murrah got in the way of that. Didn't get on net. They can't quite connect on the back door. Buck's shot right to the chest on the crest of Comer. Murrah to McCrory. Bouncer to McNulty. 15 on the shot clock as Oshawa is killing this penalty, leading 17-12. Tompkinson slips back into the defensive zone. They get a shot on net, but nobody really are there to help get a rebound since they're shorthanded and we're getting a defender out. But an effective penalty kill. Possession for Oshawa. 10 left on the penalty. Is Toronto going to have a go or wait until it's over? It looked like they're working towards the net. That pass handcuffs Bergsma. Board gets it, and the player comes out of the penalty box. Oh, but there's a penalty behind the play, and Wright is going after Klopfer. Wright throwing a couple of rights. May have landed one there. Now some lefts. Klopfer throws a big bomb. Wright immediately jumping to the defense of his teammate. jerseys. Clover is going to try and drag him down. Oh, throwing some uppercuts. Tosses him to the ground and is done with him. Heads off to the box. Now, we'll see if Wright gets an aggressor because he's gone. Oh, no, he's going to the penalty box, not to the dressing room so far. So nothing's gone up on the board. We'll have to wait and hear what's announced for what the penalties were. Bergsma, outlet pass picked off, doesn't get to a Kame. Sear takes it.
Number 15, Mason Wright. 2 minutes for instigating. 5 minutes for fighting in a game misconduct. Wright, 2 for instigating. 5 for fighting in a game misconduct. To Oshawa number 16.
Sorry, just listening for the penalties being announced. Wright did get the instigator, so we got 2 for that, 5 for fighting, and a game, of course, to go with the instigator.
To number 16, Rob Clover. 2 minutes for illegal cross-check and 5 minutes for fighting. Clover, 2 for illegal cross-check, plus 5 minutes for fighting.
Okay, so he did get 2 for the cross-check and then 5 for fighting. So those all cancel out. The tough thing for Toronto, of course, is that with Wright being kicked out of the game, he's got to go to the dressing room, and they've got to put somebody in the penalty box to serve his penalties, his 7 minutes. So they're really short here. Leaves them with just 12 runners available at the moment. Actually, it does look like Wright. It's in the box, which would be strange. Gilray feeds it down through the crease on Laskowitz. He'll drop the ball for Buck. Buck immediately looks up the floor. He's going short instead. It wasn't there. Zulian gets to Mancini. Buck lets one rip. Saved by Comer. Kozak can't get it. It's picked up. A little sweep shot. Oh, no. Bergsman didn't have it. He thought he did. I thought he did. Vezina banging bodies. And it will result eventually in him getting the ball. He's rewarded for his effort. Shovels it up. That almost gets away from Bergsman, but he tracks it down. A huge chop at that stick by DeBrone. And Kozak have a little chuckle. There's St. John on top of the crease, scores. Tompkinson just lofted it over to him, let St. John run onto it. He kind of hops up and shoots it in. 18-12, Oshawa. Extended battle, picked up by Board. Oshawa pushing things a little bit. Back to Taguri. Mason Wright is out in the lobby, so there's another Toronto player in the box, which again leaves him short for 7 minutes, down to 12 guys. Pass to the middle. Nice little sidearm shot by Tompkinson, but he misses. Out to McWaters. Just 2 on the shot clock. Time's just going to run out on Oshawa. And that'll be our final media timeout of the day. 7:04 to go. It's 18-12 for Oshawa over Toronto. Arena Lacrosse League action. Buck starts with the ball. 7:04 to go. 18-12. Oshawa in the lead. Kind of in command of this game, but 7 minutes is enough to come back. The 5 forwards right there for Toronto as a delayed penalty coming to Oshawa, and the other 7 Toronto players are all on the defensive end of the bench. They're just going to have guys stay up for forward shifts. Do it by committee. Vezina with the shot, saved by Comer, and the penalty will be applied. It's Taylor Murat going off for slashing for 2 or less. It's kind of funny as you see the Toronto bench. There's 6 players now locked up, all loaded at the defensive end, and Tyler Halls has got half the bench to himself. He'll have a chat with Spencer James now. Arm saved by Comer on the shot by Bergsma. He gets it back. Goes down low. Mancini sweep shot attempt. It's off the foot of Comer. Fresh 30 as it's picked up by Vezina over to Kozak. Buck at the top as they are strong left. Tompkinson and Board, the high defenders, and Kozak got his own rebound off the boards, but missed on that one as well. Tompkinson, the pass was low for him, but he knows he needed to get that one. So yeah, it's Board and Tompkinson high, Laird and McCrory low for Oshawa. Vezina back to Buck. Little sidearm push pass to Mancini. Trying to get it back, trying to toe drag. The ball's stripped. Here's Laird. He's got Tompkinson ahead. Nice hustle by Vezina to get back. Tompkinson's pointing to the trailer. Board. There's the pass to him, and he just peels out. And Connor Laird says, I just set you up with an open lane to the net. Go get me an assist. Board, though, recognizing time off the clock more valuable as they kill this penalty. Nice wheels by Board to circle it around, then gets to St. John. Portelli on him. McNulty rolls it behind the net with 4 on the shot clock. Masters short outlet to Halls. Buck gets over to Bergsman, gets it back, rips it. It's a little bit wide. It's on the back of the net. Rolls out. So Toronto's able to get it back. They only have 3 to get a shot off. Buck misses again. It's an over and back. The penalty expires, and John St. John is all alone. Basically, almost a penalty shot for St. John. Wide open breakaway. Timing couldn't have been worse for the Monarchs. Couldn't have been better for the Outlaws. And it's 19-12. 4:29 to go with the 19-12 lead. Tough situation for Tanner Buck and the Monarchs because the shot clock was expiring. There's a shot by Laskowitz, and what a goal, taking the pass from Taguri. I was going to say, the shot clock about to expire. You got to try and get a shot off. But he misses, goes off the boards and all the way down to St. John to set up the one goal. Then right off the faceoff, they get another one. Laskowitz, lovely little finish.
Oshawa goal, number 21, James Warren. Assistant number 11, John Troger. Number 51, Patrick Ford, Troger.
Board lobs it over to Gilray.
Count that goal, 11:39.
Oshawa looks like they're going to be pretty patient with their possessions at this point with an 8-goal lead, less than 4 to play. The diving attempt by Gilray. Steps in the crease, and Oshawa comes the other way. Mancini running with the ball. Bergsma can't get it through to Kozak. It's tipped aside by Gage Board. Board's having himself a very strong game. McNulty lobs it over to Board. Finds McNulty. Oshawa's almost running a penalty kill set here. They've sent a guy to the bench now. 5 to shoot. St. John all on his own behind the net. They've got 4 defenders out. He'll just drop it into the corner. 3:12 to go. 20-12 the score in favor of Oshawa. De Silva puts his shoulder down and flattens Taylor Marat. He's going to swat down. A slashing call will come to him for that one. Going to take a swing at Laird there as well. Lob pass to St. John coming off the bench. He'll just fire one stopped. Masters pounces on the rebound with Marat lurking. 2:38 to go. 20-12 Oshawa. They're on the power play. Pretty content to moving around the outside for the time being. Eight on the shot clock. St. John up to Laskowitz. He'll let one rip. Masters makes the stop. Bergsma down the floor. Can they find him? They do. Catches it all alone. Oh, nice shot, but Taguri, or not a bad attempt. Anyway, Taguri was on him, though, sprinting in from the bench in transition defense. May have affected that shot. Just missed, and now Laskowitz with it up at the top. Gives to St. John, to Board. Guillory lets it go with 5 on the shot clock and misses. That's going to be an over and back. Mancini starts with possession with 1:33 to go here in the fourth and probably final quarter. Buck over to Mancini. Ten on the shot clock. Mancini will take a shot. It's off Comer and up at a play. That's a fresh 30 for Toronto. They'll be able to kill another 30 seconds with 66 left in the quarter. Bergsma backing away. Nice little stutter step. Nolan on Bergsma. His shot goes wide. That's going to roll up at a play. It's off an Oshawa player, and Toronto will get possession back. Mancini to Buck, spins away from the check. He's got great hands. Just a simple little spin move at the end of the game, but holding on to the ball. Oh, and as I say that, he whips one about shin high at Todd Kozak. That's uncatchable. 30 seconds to go. Gilray has it. He's just going to back away. Instincts were kicking in. He was about to shoot in that wide open lane. Then he remembered it's 20-12. Actually, a second more on the shot clock than the game clock. So Oshawa is just going to stand, let it wrap up. The final score will be Oshawa 20, Toronto 12 here in Arena Lacrosse League action at Children's Arena in Oshawa. I'm Steven Stamp. Thanks for being with us. Lots more action on the arenalacrosseleague.ca website and JVI Sports Network's YouTube channel. Go check it all out. We'll see you soon.